So Pics is named after the founder, Pic Picot.
Yep.
And
His real name's Bruce, FYI, and I reckon Bruce's peanut butter just wouldn't have had the same.
I don't think that would have quite been the same. It would make it feel muscular, mate.
It would. It might have done well in Aussie, though.
Yeah, that's
might have played well here.
The story of that is told on the website, and it's actually masterclass storytelling. You're his stepdaughter.
Yes.
I'm going to take a punt. You're as good at storytelling as he is. So I'd love you to tell us a story of just how did this begin? Give us like 20 years of history in a few sound bites.
Right. So Pic is a contrarian, actually, but not in a negative way. So if you boiled him down to a one-word equity, he's an enthusiast. Like, he is just kind of excited about everything, but occasionally he's outraged. And we've always had peanut butter, so he always liked peanut butter. And in the mid-2000s, what had happened to peanut butter is what happens to lots of food categories, where they just cost out, right? Big corporates start costing out, they get commoditized, it's a race to the bottom. How do you cost out? You put crap in the food, right? You put sugar, salt, emulsifiers, fillers. You only need 90% peanuts to be called peanut butter. And Pic had got some peanut butter at home and could taste all the sugar, and he was really outraged. So he rang the manufacturer on the 0800 and said, "What's going on with this sugar?" And they said, "But sir, our customers like it that way." And he was like, "Well, that's rubbish." And then he thought about how his mum used to make it in the kitchen back in the day, and his aunt, just by roasting peanuts and grinding your own. And if you remember back, there was sort of a spate in some of the supermarkets where they'd have grind your own peanut butter. Yeah, and it's like fun when you're a kid. The problem with that is if the nuts aren't fresh, it gives you a really rancid taste. Anyway, here's like, bugger this, I can do it, and I'm going to make my own peanut butter. So he's always run his own companies, giftware companies, he had a sailing school, he had a laundromat, like just all these different things. And by this stage, he's semi-retired, actually losing his eyesight, so he's been legally blind since he's in his 50s. But he's just like, you know, he's a hippie guy with hippie taste, not huge material needs. And he's like, I just need enough money to have drinks down at the pub with my mates on the weekend. So it's like, how do I replace this laundromat money? It's like a few $100 a week. So it's like, make this peanut butter. It's using really good quality nuts, high oleic peanuts, which means you don't even need to add oil, like nothing. You don't add anything. You just roast them up. He's doing it at home in the kitchen, blew up his blender, but kind of got it right and thought, this is good, and literally started selling it at the local market for $10 a jar. And everyone, including me at the time, who was on the start of my business career, and I'm like, oh, this sounds dodgy. You know, like all good ideas. It's really clear in retrospect. But at the time, I was like, yeah, but is the sugar really bad? Or anyway, so he makes it. It just starts taking off. So because he's so clever, he did this thing where he got this network going of his old hippie mates who are all over New Zealand, and they all wanted pocket money. He's like, right, I'll sell you the jars for $5 each, and you can sell them for whatever you can get at the markets. So he basically set up this incredible distribution network around the country, and then started getting into supermarkets, and it just grew and grew and grew and grew and didn't stop. It was an absolutely amazing run.